Hello, Randy Rain here, and on this video we're going to be restoring this. What is this? Hell if I know. And I made the thing. 27 years ago I made this, and at least 20 of those years it's been in storage. So the best answer I can give you is art, okay? That's what it is. It's art. And if you want me to go into the artness of it, it's a metaphor of life with the mechanics of living things and time ticking away with ultimate death, okay? That's the best I have. But I made this thing sitting in an apartment, a one-room apartment in Dallas, Texas, 27 years ago, with a friend of mine's scroll saw, cutting out balsa wood and little pieces of craft plywood and using piano wire and oh my gosh, I don't know. It was the early 90s, okay? There's a lot going on back then. Anyway, let's look at this thing closer and I'm going to make it do something again. So every one of these little pulleys here I cut out with a scroll saw. They're made out of balsa wood. I just tipped the table on the scroll saw and cut out 2 circles and then stuck them together. And they're glued together. All this is glued together with just wood glue. And the metal parts for the rods connected is used JB Weld. There's a bunch of JB Weld on there holding that all together. And the funny thing is everything is adjustable. All this can move this way and this can shift, and each little pulley system can be moved up and down. I cut slots in all these little braces that are holding these pulleys. So you just undo these little bolts and slide them up and down. You just slid these things up and down until the belt stayed on, basically, is what I did. And have a look at these belts. These belts are literally just rubber tubes that I sewed together at the end. It's actually, if they didn't stretch so bad, they would have held up pretty well. I'm missing the motor down here. Obviously, I scavenged this thing for the motor at one point. So a motor was down here, anchored here. And so the pulley system went from the motor to this one, then gets reduced down all the way up to here. So this just reduces it all down. It gets transferred along here. And so then we had the transfer of the arm here. And this used to have a little slot that it would ride in. So then it would travel down here and it goes to this pulley. Now this pulley has an offset pulley that would make this turn intermittently. And then it would transfer all the way down to here at the bottom, which is missing one down here, because it hit little rocker switches, and I've scavenged the rocker switches out of this thing. It had these lights that it would light up. That's what this is. The rocker switches would light up these lights in different color film. This used to be mounted down here somewhere, and it would shine up onto this pendulum here. And so you'd get either red, blue and red, and or just blue. Well, anyway, this comes completely apart. So I guess the thing to do is just to cut these belts so I can get it apart. There it goes. Then of course down here, there are these. Alright, here's a question. Did I build this thing crooked or did it get crooked over time? You can see they actually have bushings. I put little, I think it's brass. It's either brass or aluminum. I used little tubes that I made bushings with. So I was wondering how to do the belts. I thought maybe I could average it out and only have to make like 2, maybe 3 belts. Then I could 3D print it out and then make a mold and then cast it in some stretchy rubber and maybe make all of them. Well, it didn't work out that way. It's more like 4, 5, maybe 6 belts I would need, and no, that's not going to happen. So I went online looking for belts. Well, I didn't find any assorted belts that were big enough, thick enough for this. But I found this stuff. So this is a urethane cord. And it's a little stretchy. It's real stiff, but it still is stretchy. And you cut it, heat it up, mash the ends together, it cools down, and I mean, that's strong. Where has this been all my life? I mean, this is what this is made for. I mean, I've never seen this. And you can cut away and trim the part where it was melted together, and wow. So I didn't have a choice on the color, but I wanted to pick green, so who cares? This should work great. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what motor to use. This one would be perfect, has the perfect pulley on here, but this motor is garbage, and I've tried to fix it, and I got it a little bit better, but not good enough. But I may use that pulley. I have this one, which would be a good one to use. I could probably get this off. There. Maybe get that on there. But I have all kinds I could use. I mean, I want to use something ugly like this. And I mean, I have one here that has a tachometer on there, so, and has a nice pulley, but this one's not what I'm looking for, plus it's too long. I mean, I have all kinds of motors. Just wonder if I can get this pulley off. Hey, it's moving. Bingo. Well, what if it'll go on there? Oh, that's nice. Okay, I'm pretty sure the motor has to go like that. And this go there. Slide back and forth adjustment. So I'm not going to tighten it up just yet. It's time to put the first pulley on here. It's going to go right there. So, motor. Okay, I think it'll work. A washer and a little nut. Not that nut. This one. And this pulley slides in there. Okay, check this out. Get a little torch going. Okay, there's my first one. I mean, it's strong. Now the next pulley goes here. Okay, this is all backwards. All these pulleys should be flipped around. Okay, back in business. This is correct, the pulleys are correct. Now this can be correct. And this fits properly. Okay. So yeah, this piece needs to come all the way up to here. Okay, got this broken one. Go ahead and glue this back. It's a little bit bigger, but it's all I have. And it's brass, but that's going to be the bushing. Boy, I'm really digging this stuff. And I actually like the green color. I've just been doing that right there, getting where it needs to go. And then adding a little bit, because some of it's going to melt. So add a little bit, like that. Now on this one has an offset pulley. So it slacks and then turns and slacks and turns. So I'm going to go tight. So there, oh. Okay, there is it being tight. Okay, I have an idea. So I sharpened the ends. So if I put it here and poke it into the wood. Now this is where this is connected. It goes here, and I can see I just hot glued that. That didn't stay. Let's try some CA glue. Now this bottom pulley down here, it originally had rocker switches. That's what these holes were here for. A wire went and held these rocker switches on either side. And that's why it's off shape here. So, but I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. So my new idea is, what if I put a piece of wire across here like that, and electricity goes to here, and there's a contact touching on the other side. So as it spins, it would touch just for a second. So it would flash a light ever so often. Everything seems to be working good, because there's one more little one that goes right here, and it goes from here to here, and it acts as a regulator. So it's going from big to small, so this thing would spin really a lot faster, and it keeps this one. What it does is, the turning disc, when this lets up, it doesn't keep going through momentum, it makes it stop. So that's all it does. And we use this pulley here, since I have some space, to make another switching thing. This will be neat. Okay, so I thought about painting this, but I don't know. I kind of like it as it is. It's the horribleness of it is what makes it work. It's not just that it's bad. It's that it's really bad. And so you look at it and you think, just how much more bad can it be? And the answer is zero. Zero more bad this can be. If you're wondering what this is, my original idea was a sprocket to turn it ever so often. That didn't work, so I went with this method. So I'm going to get this on here. So I added these two light bulb sockets here, and light bulbs, and got some wires coming off of them. Here's the switching here. I have both of them. You can see it in action. What this is a metaphor for the cosmos. It's this energy that makes everything go. With this fine machinery that seems to find its own groove. And within that groove, it creates time. And with time comes death. But with death comes birth. Or some stupid bullshit like that. Actually, it's just an art project I made back in the 90s, and there's a lot of acid back in the early 90s. Well, so that explains it. Well, anyway, if you like this, please give me a big ol' like. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. I want to thank these people right here. These are patrons. These are people who are helping me out. I appreciate them so very, very much. If you would like to help me out as well, there's links below. Thank you very much for watching The Art Project.